Hello, friends. Welcome to this very gross day. It is a gross day, but it's a good day because we're out and about and walking. It'll be a slow walk today because, again, gross. You will see how gross when I put the camera on. But let's begin, shall we? See where we go from here. All right. Hi, Juanita. Good to see you today. Good morning, or good afternoon in this case. Oh. It is a gross, slushy day. Hey, Vasily, good to see you, buddy. Oh. Welcome to this rainy, sleety day. Gosh, it's gross out. Why did I do this today? it's, it's, Hey, Medano. Good to see you today. Said it was going to be raining / snowing, and I was kind of hoping for the snow part, to be fair. And I got this weird, gross sleet happening. Not ideal, but... The plan today is to kind of start here, make my way up to St. Clair, and then head over from there. And we'll see what actually ends up happening. Because, well, who knows? Anything's possible. I think the rain's intensifying, actually. it's doing the opposite of what I wanted to. So hopefully y'all are having a good day so far. Let's see. We got some... Oh, good morning to all the folks out there. Thanks for joining us today. Currently, we're walking through the Church Wealthy Village. And from here, we'll go up, then go across, and go from there. Well, if some of you are out there thinking today looks gross, you are correct. But I think we got some good stuff coming up. At the very least, some different things that we don't get to see all the time. Oh. If we come over here, this is where I lived. Nice little apartment, got me out of a bad little jam. Right up there on the 4th floor. I want to point at these houses over here because they're actually kind of cute. Definitely don't get enough love. But also, when the person in front of you is walking slowly, sometimes it's good to take an excuse to be like, you know what? Let's just wait a minute. And then they move ahead. And here's the thing, you'll still probably catch up to them in a matter of minutes. But at least you got that moment to breathe. Hopefully everyone's having a good day today. Hello, Harjot. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for hopping in and saying hello. We appreciate it. Remember, liking the stream always helps promote it, which always helps. Actually, every bit helps. Not gonna lie. Hello, Kevin. Good to see you this morning. Still snowing in Belleville. Ugh. It'll snow again here soon enough, I am sure. Here's the thing. It's definitely, like, it's not snowing right now, but it's absolutely sleeting, which might be the worst kind of precipitation, I think. That's why there's a part of me that's just like, I would like to do St Clair West today, but also, it is a tricky one when you don't have a lot of things to actually be able to do. Because gosh darn, this is a challenge actually, just the walking itself. Oh. Hey Marcus, good to see you this morning. Hope you're doing well out there. How's the Netherlands today? Hopefully not quite rainy and gray and gross like this. But we're gonna have some fun today. Having a good time. Ooh. Oh, just don't come. Come on, buddy. How can I cross illegally if you actually go in the place where I'm supposed to cross it? Alright, fine. In Sweden they call this slask, wet snow that makes everything dirty. That's exactly what it is. Gosh, we've already had so much snowfall this year. It's kind of ridiculous. Normally this doesn't come till February or March, so a part of me is just like, gosh dang, what's the rest of the season gonna be like? Please don't be a long, terrible winter. But it probably will be, let's be fair. The year I decide to start this up is also the year that it turns sleety and gross. Netherlands had nice sunny weather for a change. Oh, that's nice. Europe is way too warm now. Huh. Yeah, it's interesting to see how weather patterns are kind of emerging. And just, ugh. Climate change is super annoying. Because weather chaos is unpredictable. And when it's unpredictable, we end up with days like this. See, here's the thing. If it was even, like, cold, none of this would be an issue. Because everything would be frozen. They'd salt the ground. And then you could just brush everything off. But no, this is just grossness. Ah. Goodness gracious. Not slipping, you're slipping. It was supposed to be 7 degrees, but it was like 14 today. Oh wow, that is really warm. A white Christmas this year, I think it's gonna happen. You know what'll be cool? Is that we'll have weather like this leading up to like December 20th, 22nd. And then it'll all melt. And then everyone will just have a gross Christmas. And then on December 26th, we'll get snow again. That's my bet. That's what I think is gonna happen. Mark my words. Oh my. Yeah. It's a gross one today, princess. But and it's like, this is what I signed up for. This is what we do. It's like, gosh darn it, why did I? But I did just pass 650 subscribers, so it's on its way. And we're just gonna have to hopefully keep going with it. But 2 weeks ago we had snow though, very early. Right? Like, that's the thing, it's just like weather now is just unpredictable, and that's the problem. If you can't predict what's coming, it makes everything harder to receive when it gets here. But we're good. There's something very specific about when you're walking in like this kind of weather. It takes twice as much focus and energy. So doing this while talking, while also balancing and getting out there, whew, it's a lot. There's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing. There can be bad weather too. No one likes a hurricane. Danny, Christina, can I keep your dog's company while I go to work? I mean, for you always. Oh man, I miss having dogs around me. I need more dogs in my life. Vada Vega, some slushy rain melted the cream puff snow in Chicago, right? It's just like the old saying of there's like the Inuit have like 80 words for snow, but really that's just the different levels of how gross it is outside. We are at Bloor Yonge, one of Toronto's main intersections. This is one of the main interchanges for the subway system. And it's nice. Love me some cheesecake. I mean, cheesecake's always great. And if Danny, if you really want me to torture your dogs, just tell me what their names are. And every now and then I'll just say them. Love me some cheesecake. Ugh. Are we already talking about food? In which case, yes. Yes, do it. Do it. Cheesecakes, like a peppermint. Here's the thing. Do you think there's a white chocolate peppermint cheesecake? Because that sounds like it would be everything I love in a nice little caloric bomb. Okay. Willow and Daisy. You're good puppies. Thanks for joining us today. Oh. Do wet and gross. At the very least, I have nothing to say. It's just gross outside. And you keep saying that till it stops being gross. Oh. Oh. Hey, Carlos. Oh. Looks wet in Toronto day. Oh, it is. It is very wet and gross, Christian. Also, I was not pulled for Orlando. Once again, keeping the tradition alive. One day I'll get back in. I know that they're doing the BYOVs soon, but I'm going to switch up the show I'm submitting. So I'm going to be submitting the show that I'm planning to do anywhere else I get in. But figuring that part out is taking a toll. I don't know. I'm just like, do I really want to do BYOVs everywhere I go next year? Because I'm not organized very well. And life is hard. Ooh, Puck, that's the time. You're in good company. Most of my friends didn't get in, right? But here's the thing. No matter what, I will still try to come down, if nothing else, so that I can A, do reviews, and B, do body painting for Katie. So just like, if nothing else, that is something I enjoy doing. And while I'm down there, I can do a lot of walk tubing and interview people and talk about shows. So I think that could be fun. So, are you by yourself? I am currently by myself, yes. 'Tis just me. The plan is to walk up to St. Clair and then go over from there. So that would be about like a 20-30 minute walk up this way and then across. But we'll see. Man, do you sound Canadian? The older I get, the more I hear Canadian accent. I'm flattered. Thank you. Delayla? Delayla? Well, either way, happy to have you. Yeah, if there was any doubt, we are passing a Canadian Tire, so that is also an option. Hello, Kevin. Good afternoon from Lakeview, Florida. Where's Lakeland, Florida? Is that by Orlando or Miami, or like, is it south or north? I would check, but unfortunately I cannot do that while I am on the phone doing this at the same time. So yeah. Walk careful, walk careful. There we go. Oh, Pidgeys. You also passed a Tim Hortons. Well, Tim Hortons are like, they're not just in Canada anymore, which is the crazy bit. Does God exist? I mean, I think something like God exists. I certainly don't think God exists in the form that, you know, the majority of religions think. But also, I don't think any of us can know anything. So, who knows? The important thing is we're here. And while we're here, we gotta do whatever we can with that. As in Hill and Dale, Pleasant Valley. Okay, gotcha. Well, lovely to meet you, Dale. Thank you for joining us today. Or Chip and Dale, like the squirrels. Yes, Chip and Dale reminds me of squirrels. Very clearly. Lakeland is east of Tampa, Florida, in Polk Country. Okay, very cool. I will say, east of Tampa, I have some friends in Tampa, and all I really know about Tampa is that you guys have Busch Gardens. So, who knows? Maybe one day I'll see that. Have you been to the Crown and Dragon coming up? Funny enough, I believe that me and Eddie, Ready Eddie, I believe that we both went to the Crown and Dragon many years ago. But yeah, nice little pub. I love pubs. They're just so comfortable and nice. Highly recommend. Toronto has a lot of good pubs, actually. Ugh. Super Mod Medano. Best chicken wings, try the Jagan's Breath. I mean, to be fair, there's a part of me that's just like, you know what sounds great today? Doing a food review instead of a walk. That sounds great. But I'm also just like, you know what? No. I committed to this. We're going to make it happen. It'll be great. I'm doing this for Daisy. Shoot, what's the other dog's name? I'm doing this for Daisy and for... Going back. Willow. Doing this for Willow and Daisy. Oh. See, I was silly and did the wrong sweater and jacket combination today. I should have done lighter sweater, lighter jacket. But I'm also planning for later when I have to go home tonight. And I'm just like, ibba dibba. It's fine. This is nice. Look at this. Got like an old school arch setup. Beautiful courtyard. Canada wet boot season. The sidewalks are slushy. Great walk street. It's the dedication to the cause. That's what we're doing here. Making it count. If I gotta go out, I'm gonna go do something interesting. Whoa! All the slush falling down and giving you the splashes. Not sure if you guys caught that, but it's like just warm enough now that everything's slowly melting a little, but cool architecture. Oh geez. Let me go past that real quick. And continues north all the way past Toronto, at which point it actually turns into Highway 11. And then from there, Highway 11 goes all the way around Northern Ontario and loops through North Bay, my hometown, goes over to Sudbury, goes through Parry Sound, then goes all the way over around Lake Huron, and then goes all the way further beyond that to all the way around Lake Superior. So, a very long route. We're coming by some really cool places that I like. This is Rosedale Station, I believe. I believe we're in Rosedale? Yeah. This is Ramsdown Park on the side here. Good afternoon. Mayan? Welcome to the stream. Today we are exploring, as you can see, beautiful, sunny, warm, delightful Toronto. Very wet today. Very, very wet. I've hit the point in the stream where I am just talking. So, y'all know what you're getting into. Yeah, it's a little slushy. I'm walking a little slower today, just so you know, I don't slip. Because these are areas, A, you don't want to slip in, and B, you just don't want to slip in it. Just don't do it. And some of these areas are quite slippery. This is one of those points where I'm just like, am I the kind of person who would walk around with wrist guards just in case? Part of me is just like, I think I probably would. Maybe even should at this point. Who knows? But let's see. If there is anyone joining us for the first time, welcome. My name is Matti. I am a tour guide in Toronto. I give people tours. You can hire me at any time. Follow the links in the descriptions. But also, I do this. And once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will hopefully be able to do this even more and make a living off of it. So, if you can help me tick towards that goal, I greatly appreciate you. And if you can't, just recommend me to 50 of your closest friends. We appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by today. And we are continuing now up young. This is the dog father, by the way. Really great little dog store. Oh, there's a puppy outside the car. He knows. He knows we're talking about him. What is the best tasting soup? Ooh, good question. I like a spicy chicken soup. But chicken noodles, like chicken noodles, the classic, right? Everyone loves chicken noodle soup. But like, oh, that's lovely. Whoever did that, good job. Very nice, nice solid iron gate in front. Ooh, that's nice. Best tasting. But yeah, I'm gonna say like a spicy chicken. I sometimes miss snow, but I never miss slushy, dirty snow. Agreed. And this is very much that slushy, dirty, gross snow. Dirty, slushy grossness. The green and orange taxis look like they are from Mexico. I'm a new subscriber, and I can get 50 friends to subscribe. I hope you can be successful. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. As long as you enjoy it, that's the key. Isn't just like I'm always aspiring to be someone that people enjoy spending time with. So, when the channel keeps growing, it encourages me to do that. And we love having new people join us and have friends, and it's a wonderful experience. So thank you for being here.
I bought one thing on route when I came to Canada like earlier, but then I really like it.
How are the sidewalks? Are people clearing the walkways? Sometimes. Like, as you can see down here, like it's raining pretty consistently. Not terribly, but enough that, definitely enough that I'm just like, you would want to be like wearing something other than what I'm wearing. I'm wearing a jean jacket and a fluffy fleece sweater because I thought it'd be colder. It will be colder later, but I'm not going home between now and then, so I had to make the call, and I did this. Do I regret it? Maybe, but also no, I can't. I cannot. I mustn't. But also, congratulations to Iceland for also not deciding not to compete in Eurovision this year. You know, that's always nice. That being said, I am still very excited for Song for Kepnin. But one contest at a time. Oh, gosh dang it. All right, let's try this way. Jeez. That was a big old puddle. Ugh. Hello, Carl. Great afternoon to you, my friend. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful slushy hushy day. Slushy, 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 and gross. So my walk's a little slower today. I mean, I'm 30 minutes in, and I'm just now barely hitting the Summer Hill LCBO. So I'm just like, it'll be a slower go today, because every walk takes more effort. Because you gotta like maneuver this, and only like half the people are actually clearing their sidewalks. Ugh. But overall, it's good. We're fine. We're having a good time. We're living the life. It's a good time. Yay. It's so slippery. Christian, where are you from? I'm from Saskatchewan. Sidewalks are all the same across Canada, puddles and slush. You're not wrong. And it's very much, this is a very common winter experience. Although in Toronto, it's a little bit more, this isn't as often, but gosh dang, this year it has been often. We've had too much slush this year. Just want to point out the LCBO. Probably the best looking LCBO in the city. Let's be fair. For those who don't know, in Toronto, well, in Ontario specifically, you can't get like vodka and whiskey and spirits from anywhere other than the LCBO. Beer and wine you can now. Controversial take in and of itself. But, yeah. Slush here too today. It's a mild winter this year. I mean, yes and no. Compared to the last few, it's like there's certainly more winter already this year, which is surprising. But Orlando, Florida, we have zero snow. Well, zero snow that doesn't come from Colombia. That's the key. The clock tower at Summerhill must have an interesting history, Randy. We need the 411. Well, this used to be a train. I'm pretty sure that this used to be a train station. And that was one of the reasons why it was built. But I don't know when it was built. I don't know when it went out of commission. But yeah, it has been this for at least over a decade now. And if you go inside, it is beautiful. They kept a lot of the old feel of it, which is nice. And it's just a really nice place to go. So, should you get the chance, it's a good option. Also, every time I walk past this, I never actually get this mural. So we got to do the mural. We still have February is the worst month for colds. Here's the... Fine, you are correct, yes. Yay, February. I can't wait for that one. We wonder if there is a way to include the weather in the storyline, like in the book. I don't know. All the Disney of Orlando feels like a blizzard. I know that they have Blizzard Beach, but I think that's the only blizzard on the records there. But also, I wonder when the last time Florida got snow was. Maybe this year if you're lucky. Or unlucky, depending how it goes.
Under the frame of art.
Oh, is that St. Clair I see before me? French Carnival season in February, always fun. Okay, when I was growing up, I was in French immersion in North Bay, and I was looking so much forward to the Carnival. And like, I wanted to see Bonhomme, I wanted to see everything. And then the day of was the day I got sick, and I had to stay home from school. And not like one of those, cough, cough, I'm sick, Mom. But like actually legitimate sick, and my parents wouldn't let me go. I was so annoyed and angry. So I never got to go to Carnival. But it's a guy shoveling. He didn't see us, but we saw him. To be fair, good for him on doing that. But, you know. Like, this is just gross. Thank God I wore my boots. Very happy I do not have to shovel. Right? Makes all the difference in the world sometimes. Oh gosh. We celebrated French Carnival week for a week here. every year. I mean, that would be fun. One day I will go. Actually, there must be one in Toronto, right? They must do Carnival here. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just a Montreal thing. It's something people look forward to. Sometimes shoveling snow makes people happy. Really? I don't know if that's true. That sounds like a Tom Sawyer prank right there. You know what's great? Shoveling snow. I love just shoveling all the snow. Oh, here, you want to try? I do it just to get outside. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, just like if it's a good excuse, it makes you happy, do it. Whew. All right, we are coming up to destination 1. So we're almost at St. Clair. Once we go over this hill, we should be there. And my boots would be happy because they're starting to soak around the edges. Which is never a good sign. Making a snowman with a big carrot makes people happy. I guess it depends where you put the carrot. See how happy you can make the snowman. Thanks for reminding me of that. Hey, Tom Sawyer is actually like... First off, what is the obsession with Star Trek and Mark Twain? Question number 1. But also, like, Tom Sawyer is just a fun little jaunt. The part where he tricks people into paying the fence. Not a bad way to go, Tom. Not a bad way to go. Size matters with snowmen. You can call them snowpackers. Because that's how you have to actually get the snowman together. Oh. All this dialogue is going to go right over the Floridians' heads. Snow is something that falls from the sky and lands on the ground. And stays there. Until it turns into this gross stuff or evaporates into nothingness. Whoa. Oh. For those who need a clear sidewalk to get around, they are shit out of luck today. They really are. It is I'm not saying it's brutal, but certainly not nice. With the snow, I make a giant snowman on my front yard. Put a huge palace on it. Pervy smile on its face that says, "How am I doing?" Neighbors say as they come home from work. To be fair, A, hilarious. And B, that really reminds me of like the Calvin and Hobbes snowmen. Remember those? Gosh, Calvin and Hobbes was such a good comic back in the day. I used to love reading them and Garfield. Then as time went on, I found myself not as in love with Garfield. But like Calvin and Hobbes, still slaps. I can go back and read those all the time still. I used to live in New Jersey. I've experienced snow. Not Canadian snow, but still. Walking this way because those people walk slow. And I saw a building over here that looked nice. So I was like, let's go look at the nice building. Oh, it's a fire station, that's why. I was like, look at that. That's a cool one. And look at the fire station outside. Not a speck of snow. They know what up. They know what they need to do. Snowmen can be funny. I agree. You can do some really hilarious things with snowmen. The great thing is that if you don't like them, they go away as soon as it gets warm. I was gonna say that great architecture fire halls. Yeah, a lot of fire halls have really, really interesting histories, and the way that they've been built is really cool. I like it. I also noticed that they have this is a little racket club over here, specifically for pickleball. Obviously not going right now because who plays pickleball in this? But oh, cute puppy. Hey, baby. Oh. So yeah, here's the thing. I know when it's wet outside, I won't like wax my mustache up because by the time I get anywhere after the walk, it's just gonna have fallen down again. The edges will still be up, but the interior part is just gonna end up in my mouth. And then I just have like gross sticky. Oh, sorry. Then I just have like gross tasting spit in my mouth, which is just not great. You know what I hate? Gabby Hayes. She's an old level novelist. I don't know her, unfortunately. Ghostbusters Fire Station was really cool as well. Ghostbusters had a really cool fire station. I mean, that movie is peak nostalgia. It's a shame I didn't actually see it until I was like in my 20s. I think the first time. I wasn't allowed to watch it because it had ghosts in it. And ghosts were scary, but also ghosts were from Satan, so therefore I couldn't watch it. So, same reason I couldn't have Lucky Charms was because Luck was from Lucifer. And my parents didn't want to invite that into the household. Yeah, for those who don't know, my parents are super religious growing up. Are they still? That's a good question. Kind of, sort of. I think we've just realized my father's autistic and everything kind of clicked into place. Single line sideways get out. Yeah, and just like you need to have room to like move around and maneuver. Or the people who walk in the middle of a sidewalk and somehow even on sidewalks like this take up the whole thing. Those ones I don't feel bad pushing out of the way. Just like straight in the sleet. Bam, down. It's a great day to package a bottle of yellow snow when someone's in China. How would you ship it though? You have to ship it in a cooler. All right, here we are at St. Clair. Teletubbies, were you allowed to watch Teletubbies? Teletubbies was after my time. Oh, you know what I just realized? This way I'm going to be walking into the wind. Oh no. Oh yay. Okay, we're good. Now, Teletubbies was after my time. I grew up with, what were my kids shows? I was like peak time for Barney. I was Sesame Street. I was like Zoobilee Zoo and Eureka's Castle. And like Mr. Dress Up and Captain Kangaroo reruns. Like that's where I fall. But then of course we have like, ironically what I was allowed to watch was Magic School Bus. Look, I think that was because it was like explicitly like educational. But I remember my parents weren't crazy about the fact that that had magic in it too. But like I couldn't go trick-or-treating. Yeah, lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. That was like the premise of an evil ghost taking over someone's body. Lots of things of that one. Lucifer is the same. I used for telephone scammers. They never phoned back after that. That's a funny one. See, I've discovered that Google has a screen call option. And I've just started using that for all of my... It's like, I don't recognize your number. Screen the call for me, Google. And it does. It's nice, actually. Quite a handy feature. Who are you gonna call? Not scammers. Ghostbusters. Same thing. Same thing. Ooh. Are you okay with Google monitoring your call? To be fair, they probably do anyways. So I'm just like, If I was a more interesting person and actually had something of value that I would think would be worth protecting, I might be a little more skeptical. But also, I'm just like, if anything goes wrong, you know who to blame because Google's right there. Anyways, have you heard of Hilarious House of Frightenstein? I have not. Gotta like what they're doing in here. Do not say you're of low value. Everyone is of big value. Protect your rights from big corporation. I mean, yes. Be vigilant and protect yourself and your passwords and all of that. But also, I'm just like, the amount of information people just give away on social media, just like, well, It's just one more thing. It's quite trippy. I'll have to check it out. The Professor Igor. Well, the rain's increasing. That's a good sign, right? Dancing in a psychedelic haze. I mean, that sounds fun. I send Google all the farting preacher videos. They don't bother me much that. I don't think I've seen any farting preacher videos. But now I feel like I must look them up after because they sound hilarious. You can have Jenny's nails. They ripped them straight off of her. It's crazy. He was painted green in The Oracle. I'm trying to think of what other shows I watched. Wishbone. Wishbone was a good show for me. I loved Wishbone. Actually, funny enough, I think Wishbone is what made me like Shakespeare and like Greek mythology. And it's like, fair enough. Terrence and Philip. Fair enough. Good call. Hippie and drugs don't love mix. I have to ask my doctor for weed, lol, seeds. Alright. Oh, wow. I mean, that place looks nice. Certainly got a little bit of cachet to it. Let's keep going. It's a good thing. Rain shower, slush turns to rain faster. No, rain's not a good thing. Rain can damage the camera. That's always my concern with this. So I'm just like, I would rather have snow, because snow I can like prepare for and work with. Rain, I'm kind of just at the mercy of the rain. But I'm also the kind of person who would rather have snow. I know that's sacrilegious, but how tall are those buildings? We have nothing but these in Saskatchewan. Huh. Well, as you can see up ahead, that's probably a 20 to 30 story building. On the other side, I'd say like perhaps 15? 10 to 15 stories? Probably a little bit more than that, actually. Let's be fair. But yeah, this isn't even like one of Toronto's main residential areas. It's enough of a residential area. But definitely like, it's not the biggest, it's not the most elaborate, it's not the most crazy. But I've been collecting them from the 90s. Alright, this is a slippery part, so gonna be careful here. Waddle, waddle. Oh, gross. Okay, we're good. So this here is the Ministry of the Environment. I think there are only maybe 10 or so buildings with 20 or 30 floors in the whole province. I wouldn't be surprised actually. I hear Saskatchewan's very flat. I tried to get into Saskatchewan Fringe, and I don't think Regina Fringe is happening. But yeah, I tried, but I didn't get it. Womp womp. Every time you say be careful, I think of Randy. I mean, to be fair, pour one out for Randy. I'm just like, what's more of a mascot for my channel? Me, Randy, or the mustache? That's the real question. Yes, it is flat. You can see for 30 or so kilometers. That's really cool, actually. It is something I hope to experience and see one day. But sadly not yet. Oh, I was so, like, I didn't get it. I haven't got into a single Fringe festival this year. Maybe Edmonton, but yeah, not a single one. Got to wear the fishing waders for a walk in the puddles. To be fair, these boots they've got a little bit of sturdiness to them. But like, they're not fully waterproof. And the longer I walk, the more the water starts to seep in. So after this, I'm going over to Hunter's. We're gonna have dinner. Be a lovely little time before he has to leave and then before I have to leave. But yeah, walking home from there is going to be very annoying. You have to go out there in the country and just stand. There are no cars or nothing for 5 to 10 minutes. I hitchhike all the time and it's quiet and wide open. What's for dinner? That is a lovely question. The thing about Hunter is that I never know what to expect when I get there. But I know it'll always be some of the most delicious food I have ever had. So, no pressure on him or anything. But it'll be some of the most delicious food I've ever had. Or we'll just go out to eat somewhere. Then it's kind of our Christmas. It's kind of like our last chance to see each other before we both leave for the holidays. But, you know. God dang. Oh, Nightbot doesn't like me. Oh no, Hunter. he's on the go again. Timothy Eaton Church coming up on the right. I'm guessing that's that one then. That's nice. It almost has like you can almost see a Notre Dame influence there with the tower. I imagine that's a French cathedral, maybe. Then smoked a fatty. Fair enough. Nothing wrong with a little partaking. What is going on, dude? Oh, it's good to see you, my friend. Thanks for coming back and joining us again. As you can see, it is very wet, a little cold, a little gross, but we got some fun stuff coming up. So I am ready. But look at that, look how nice that is. That is a beautiful church. It's crazy to walk today. But Hunter, I promised the people that I would do it. And I must do it. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do something. And if you are here, the only thing I ask in return is please recommend me to your friends. I'm trying to get that ticker up to 1,000, and that's the goal. And I have my mind is like firmly seized upon it. And just like, I trust enough people enjoy me that I can hit that number. Because once I hit that number, this can actually become the job. And then when I come out to this, not only can I be wet and cold and make snarky comments, but I could also get paid for it. That's the hope. That's what we're doing. Yay! Oh, it's now the kind of slush where everything is falling from the trees. Hunter got timed out from Nightbot. Damn it, Nightbot! I really need to like tweak that for. Oh gosh. It is now so windy that it's actually becoming harder to navigate everything. So, if things go a little wonky sometimes, it's literally just because I'm trying to look where my feet are. I go skiing and it is surreal because the snow is only 2 or 3 inches deep and wind blow all white and vast expanse of blue or cloudy gray winter sky. That must be beautiful. I've only ever been skiing a handful of times in my life, but I do enjoy it. I used to like cross-country skiing. Do you have a destination in mind? The goal is to get to St Clair West, and then maybe I'll walk a little bit beyond there, but not sure yet. And from there, I'll head south and probably finish up around Kensington area. So that's the rough outline of the day. And from there, we'll keep... I think at that point I'll be like, I am wet, I am cold, I am overheated somehow because I wore the wrong sweater. I probably smell bad. But it's like, I'll be where I need to be. And that's the key. Skiing on the prairie, it's wide open. You can see better in winter on the prairie. Oh, for that, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because everything would just be compressed down further. And you can just go. Actually, I wonder if the prairies has more hills in the winter, just based off of the sheer amount of snow and snowbanks that you'd have to put up. Folks, I chose the wrong time to do this. I'm not mad. Oh, I'm kind of mad at myself for doing this. But like, it's fine. We're doing a good job. We're getting there. Oh. I like the ski chalet. Watching the skiers hit the trees as they ski down the hill. It's like that free ski game that used to come and installed on all Windows 95 and Windows 98 machines, which is dating myself a little bit for those who care. But also, we're also talking about the shows I grew up with, and I mentioned Magic School Bus and all those ones, so I feel like I've pretty much given my age away at this point. Also, it was my birthday like a week ago, so that would also do that. The ditches level off with the wind in Saskatchewan is constant. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Have you been to Swiss Chalet for the holiday special? No, not yet. Oh God, I'd love to go. I can't go. Okay, we used to go with my grandmother to Swiss Chalet every Sunday. And what we would do is you would always get the only thing you order from Swiss Chalet, which is a quarter chicken white with fries and then a multi-grain bun. And then we sometimes got pierogies as well, which were tasty in their own way. But oh. The wind is the number one weather in Saskatchewan. It was my birthday yesterday. 62 years old. Congratulations, fellow Sagittarius. I think that's still Sagittarius. Let me know if that's right or not. Brady Bunch show a favorite, after school favorite. Yeah, Brady Bunch was fun. Happy birthday to you. Thank you Thank you so much, my friend. It's lovely to have you here today. Do. I'm wet and cold. Do. This is fun. That's my song. Sing along. I watched Leave It to Beaver reruns. I never watched Leave It to Beaver. I know they made a remake movie of it in the 90s. I think that's my only exposure to it. But also, I never really cared about that. We're both the same sign. Yes! I knew in astrology. If we got any other Sagittariuses in the house, you let me know. Got the salt trucks going. All right. So last time I did Casa Loma, I came up this way and then I turned right towards Young and then went down the way we came. This time, I'm going to continue west at least just a little bit. But how far are you in your Star Trek The Next Generation rewatching? We are on season 4, episode 24. We just watched the one where Geordi got brainwashed. And so, yeah, that's as far as I'm at. But the Ramis are in it now, so we have to see where it goes. Also watching I Dream of Jeannie. See, I watched I Dream of Jeannie a lot. That was like a I'm sick at home. Not like an I'm sick at home with the actual sickness. Like happened on Badum Carnival. No, this was more of like the Mom, I'm sick, I don't want to go to school. So I didn't go to school. And you learned the valuable lesson that playing hooky can be good. I'm just kidding. I would never condone the cool crime of skipping school. Still one of my favorite Futurama lines. Remember, we do not condone the cool act of robbery. The cool... Goodness gracious. Flintstones at noon lunch. Right? Man, Flintstones had the best vitamins. They should re-release those. Do they still have those? Or is it like baby shark vitamins now? Romulans are like the Jekyll of Hyde vis-a-vis the Vulcans. Man, look how much space there is here. You would think that... I mean, come on. Come on, street owners. Clear the darn sidewalks. Also, you can't really tell this, but there is like a 1-inch difference between like here and here. Like there and there. So if you go like an inch over the side in the wrong direction, you will just fall and crack your head on the wall. Oh. North York, the city cleans the sidewalks. Right? You'd figure they'd do that here too, but like for some reason, and only for right now and right here, they're doing this, which is very annoying. But yeah, we used to, me and my ex didn't live far from here, so we would use this Loblaws up here and then drive south. Flintstone kids 1 million strong and growing. Fair enough. Classic Vitamins re-release. Yo guys, I got a Barney on the drop. Good. We have lots of fun with supply teachers at school, breaking all the rules, driving, then crazy. I used to listen to the Flintstones in school. You would listen to the Flintstones? Like, I'm just like, how are we supposed to get by each other? I'll do the noble thing and hate myself for it. On the radio, had it as a channel as a kid. Interesting. I guess it would play just audio enough that you could get away with it. Sidewalks are so narrow everywhere. Well, when they don't actually shovel them, like, the sidewalks are actually pretty sizable. But when they're not being shoveled, then it's hard to tell, like, where everything is. So, St Clair West is actually kind of a neat station. Oh, this is St Clair West. Some of the supplies teachers I had were downright scary. Felt like an episode of American Horror Story. So this path over here, this is Nordheimer Ravine. This passage down here is actually one that I used to walk all the time with my ex and Raina. And I haven't actually been down it in a long time. One day I'll go back. But I feel like anytime I do a path video, I usually end up losing the connection at some point. So I have to actually I think I have to do the path videos as pre-records and then go from there. But yes. Some of the supplies teacher, yeah. See, here's the thing though, which season of American Horror Story? Because if it was like the Coven Witches, that wouldn't be so bad. But if it was like Freak Show, and they actually just straight up murder you, like, that would be more concerning. But also, do you remember when American Horror Story was good? Remember back in those days? How long has that been? A while. A long while. Not gonna lie, I'm about ready for this rain and snow to be over. But we're still here, having a good time. No problems whatsoever. Gosh, I'm just realizing what's coming up. The thing I did not plan is that I had initially planned to go down Bathurst Street. But Bathurst Street is super, super steep. And if it's this slushy and rainy and gross out, then I don't know how I feel about that. It sounds like your nose is getting cold now. Oh, it's always cold. It's always at least a little cold. Alright, we made it to St. Clair and Bathurst. Hello everybody, how much have I missed? Oh, that's fine, Sam. Only about an hour. But we should still be going for a little bit. I'm just gonna wipe this off really quickly. So my plan was to actually come from here. And I had initially wanted to keep going over. And maybe I'll go for another block or two. But I'm just like, I used to have, well, YouTube is, I mean, yeah, it can be. But the important thing is you're here now, and we love having you. You missed a lot of slush and snow, plus a cool fire station. I mean, you're not wrong. St. Clair and Bathurst intersection. I'll go over a block or two. There is a part of the wedge that would go down that maybe we'll explore a little. And also, we'll see. We'll see where we end up. CIA rail trains at Christmas time were always late. More time to drink beer on the ride home. Fair enough. Perhaps start setting schedules a few hours before the start. Well, I do have the post that I put up and everything. And I put that up on the Discord, and I put it up on the Discord, and I put it up on the YouTube channel. But I might start pre-booking them and just having the idea ready. My issue is I don't usually take the picture beforehand, but I'll see what I can do. I think it might be a good idea. I've seen some people have success with the ideas and putting them forward. Well, yeah, this might be a little too intense for me to go down because everything here is super slippery. But yeah, St Clair West has some interesting things up and around it. Oh. Setting schedules will allow the videos appearing in the recommendations. Will it still go here's my question with that. Would it still do that if I'm going through Prism though? Because I don't know. I'm not entirely sure about that. It's worth a try. And I'm happy to do it. Set my schedule maybe 24 hours ahead and have that as like a go live option. I mean, can't because I have my schedule lined up. If there's a way I can actually do that, I can just pop it in. Oh. Hello, Brad. How lovely to see you today. And like go all the way around. Yeah, really, really good. And look how many flavors they have. It's like, it's ridiculous. One called grape nut. It's like, that's not right. Meaning that it is probably a good time to start to make my way over to this area because I want to try to get down the hill. Months. Are they one of the fruits that just can't be grown can't be grown in greenhouses? I guess it must be, but like, it's weird to go to the store and only see cherries as like a seasonal item. All the power lines. Oh, is that a thing? Oh. I see my microphone is doing the thing again. That's because it is now getting colder, so it is frozen in a weird spot. I have to hold it out a certain distance so it actually registers. And because it's covered in water, is now frozen a little bit. So now that we've done a part of St Clair West, we will be heading south to College. At that point, I think I might have to pack it up. But this is the part I'm nervous about. Because it's literally just a slick hill. I used to come up and down here when I was going to work like every day. And it was so annoying, this one part here. Especially in winter. Are absolutely steady. in what you're able to do. And we are now coming up to one of the most infamous hills in Toronto. So hopefully it has at least been either well de-iced or salted, and it'll be a nice easy slope downhill. Here's hoping. Do. Hoping. No. This does not look like this has been cleared off at all. Okay. Toboggan. That's... Now slippery mud. YouTube said it's YouTube. If I'm a little quiet during this time, folks, I might just have to focus on the ground a little bit. But, you know, send your hopes and prayers. And I hope I get to the bottom of this alive. Yep. Run and then just slide all the way down. I mean, here's the thing. If there wasn't literally like some of the major roads underneath, like to the bottom of this, I probably would do that. Because I am a little bit, you know. Matti, wear waterproof trousers and sled along the footpath. Yeah, both have the same idea as me. And here's the thing, again, I absolutely would. But when one of the streets at the bottom of the hill is one of the busiest streets, maybe not the best place for it. They have these metal things with spikes you can put on your boots. It might be a good investment. To be fair, you're not wrong. But like, again, can't make any investments until I get that. Until I get that sweet sand. I don't know. Whatever it is I need. Until I get that. Once I get that, we're good. I don't have that yet. Also, if you are here, welcome. It's good to have you. My name is Matti. I'm a tour guide. I live in Toronto. I love my city. And I like to give people tours around the city. So if you happen to be here, or if you know someone who's coming here, don't be afraid to recommend me as a tour guide, because hopefully you can tolerate me and put up with me. And if you like me, feel free to recommend me to folks. Find the exact moment I slipped a little bit. I did always like this park, by the way. I know it doesn't look like much special, and I can't really... I have boots with retractable spikes. Oh, that's such a good idea. Yeah. And finally, on that note, if you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. It is a massive help to me in the channel, and we'd love to keep you around. So, nothing keeps me moving quite as effectively as subscriptions and recommendations. So, hopefully you enjoy what you have. But also, even if you're just here for a bit, thanks for coming out. We enjoy having you a great deal. Okay, whew. Don't get me wrong, Bathurst keeps sliding down a little, but just being past that one hill, just like, oh, like, it doesn't look like quite as much from this angle, but that one part where it's just like, oh, it's a lot, We used to have to do this every day, back and forth. If you buy 2-yard brooms from the hardware store, you've got yourself a broom broom. Yes. Yes, you do. I can breathe a bit of a sigh of relief now. Here's the thing. From this point out, everything should be less slippery, should be quieter, and it should be good. Then just like even just looking at the floor here, it's like, oh, that's better. Oh, was that a canoe they were using for a flower bed? Sorry, I can't see where it was, but quite possibly. That is something that they do here a lot, actually. They have it down at City Place. They have a big canoe flower bed there. They have a canoe bed outside of Nathan Phillips Square. Canoe bed being a canoe flower bed. All right. So the cord is being a nightmare. So I'm plugging it into the gimbal for a few minutes so that the gimbal can charge. And then when it actually does something other than what it's doing now, I will take it off its leash and put it back. A blue canoe, all a Toronto thing. Lots of Toronto things around here. Actually, we're coming right up to Tarragon Theatre, which was where Sarah did her show and I was the stage manager for this year. That was a great experience. Oh. And Sarah joined us in the chat like a couple times recently. That was really nice. I like when my French friends pop in really briefly or be like, hi. Just like, oh my god, hi. I miss you. I'll never see you again, but I miss you. That's one of the major problems with Fringe, is you make all these friends from around the world. And then it might be years before you get to see them again. But then you do, and you see their shows, and you're just like, oh my god, you're brilliant. Then I see your shows, and you're just like, oh my god, you're you. I love you. I'm just like, thank you. Wooden canoes do not last forever and are often really hard to fix, so turning a canoe into a flower bed makes sense. That is actually a cool idea. When you think about it that way, and just like, yeah, that does make a lot of sense. That's a really cool idea. And they do a good job of it, too. Let's see. Sorry, just have to wipe off the camera. Or at least the gimbal. Oh, Dolly's Cannabis. I don't know if they're related to Dolly Parton, but I kind of feel like they would have to be with that name. And also, Vesta Lunch, open 24 hours, every day, all year. Great place, actually. It's a place you end up one night, and you have a magical experience with, like, that diner lady who's in every diner. Yeah. She makes you food at, like, 3 in the morning. That's great. You don't never choose to go there. It's just a place you inevitably end up one day. Thank you, Vesta Lunch. We appreciate you. Also, I think they used it in a bunch of things that film in Toronto. It's like you'll see it in Umbrella Academy, a bunch of other places too. I'm banned from rowboats. I kept poking my oar in. The King of Kensington. Small big town Canada. Small town big town Canada. Yeah, well, to be fair, we're actually coming up to the Annex too. The Annex is gosh, everyone knows this. I've been here so many times. But I love the Annex. I think it's such a nice little area. They've done a good job on what... It does feel like a small big town. Or a big small town, I should say. Yeah. It's like even places like this. You wouldn't get these in a lot of places. But I'm glad that they exist here. And then literally just rows of residential. I feel like these particular buildings are very like Scandinavian, European, perhaps? Maybe Netherlandian. Maybe that's just me. I've only ever seen a couple pictures. We need Marcus to tell us otherwise. All these old buildings in Saskatchewan, they burn the old buildings down. I'm just like, I hear that and I'm just like, oh, that's a waste. That's a shame. I will say this is the area I used to live in for many years when I worked at Snakes and Lattes. So if I was to walk over to Palmerston, you could actually see all of that part. But it's a lovely neighborhood if you ever get to check it out. It's residential, so there's not like a lot of like crazy things to see. But what they have, it's really nice. There's always the heritage properties. Ugh. I have heard of a couple places doing that where they're just like, oh no, we can't build something here. Oh no, it burned down accidentally. And then it burns down. And then you're just like, oh yeah, I'm sure that was a legitimate, totally not arson. Absolutely not arson. I will say, I am wet, but I am warm. On the inside I am dry. Well, I'm actually a little overheated, let's be fair. What were the popular games at Snakes and Lattes? I mean, I was there in the era of Cards Against Humanity. So we were the only place in Canada that sold Cards Against Humanity. So literally every copy of that game during the boom came through Snakes and Lattes. It was the only place to get it. Couldn't get it online, and everyone wanted it. So Snakes and Lattes made millions and millions and millions of dollars off of this game. I mean, like, serious millions. But I remember during the Christmas season, I was manned at the counter, and like I'd be like, Cards Against Humanity, he's buying a copy. And literally people lined up out the door. And I'd be like, all right, 3386, done. Okay, 3386, done. Okay, 3386. And that was my job. So Cards Against Humanity, absolutely number one. Settlers of Catan, very popular. Hey, That's My Fish, which is a game about like penguins stealing fish. That was pretty popular for a season. But yeah, Cards Against Humanity was the big, unavoidable one. And then Settlers of Catan was like number two. Warm wet is concerning. Oh, true. Okay, that's a good point. That's just, maybe that's like the definition of moist. A warm wetness. No, moist can be cold. Maybe soggy? We can claim soggy as a warm wetness. Alright. Any of the classic games, Scrabble and Risk? Funny enough, not as often as you'd expect. Scrabble, fairly popular. Risk had many versions and I expected them to sell really well, but like they never really did. We probably sold like 1 or 2 a week, which is still a lot in comparison, but definitely not like as much as you would expect from a game shop of Snakes and Lattes caliber. Although I feel like they barely do game sales anymore. I heard some shady things about that, but I am back. Welcome back, Carlos. Good to see you today. I'd say soggy is cold wetness too. Yeah. Yeah. If there was something that could combine like sticky and humid and warm, I feel like that would be like clammy. No. No. Maybe stewed. Oh. Like I know I would never get these shoes, but just like I would absolutely wear those shoes. I don't care if they're heels. I like being tall. Not gonna lie, this part of the city is so much easier to walk through. It makes literally all of the difference in the world. Moisty Clam. It's like the place that SpongeBob works. The Moisty Clam. All right. All right, I'm just gonna have to accept that I cannot have the cord plugged into the phone because otherwise the microphone will get pulled out because of how stupid the cord's being. So I can't do that right now. So at some point the phone was just going to die. I just have to hold off until then. Warm and sticky is bodily fluids. I mean, you're not wrong. That is kind of the definition of them. Although I'd say like maybe bodily fluids are more like oozy. I guess that's only when they're coming out. Yeah. What street is this? This is Bathurst Street. Yes, exactly, Stephen. This is Bathurst Street. So we're coming up to Bloor. So we essentially walked from Young Bloor up to St Clair, over to St Clair West, and now down. So, it sounded better a few seconds ago. Yeah, if I keep the cord into the microphone, it's good because it charges up the phone, so I don't actually lose battery. Well, I still lose battery, but I don't lose as much battery, you know? But when it does that, it literally starts to, because of the position the cord is in, of all things, it starts to seize up, and it literally pulls the microphone dongle out of the phone, kind of defeating the purpose of having a pass-through microphone in the first place. But that's fine. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Okay. So years ago, I actually made a movie. It was called Distance, and it was all about a man who falls in love with a woman who exists only in his dreams. And his name is Cole Fournier, and he wrote an album called what was it called? Well, all the songs were like places. And so I wrote the movie based off of his songs. And we're coming up to, like, it was all filmed in this area. And I will never release it unless people really, really, really want me to. But it was terrible. And I learned that if I'm ever going to make another movie, I need to do it good instead of doing something because I felt pressured to do something and then rushing it out. Well, funny enough, it wasn't even rushed. It took me like a year and a half to do. I had it edited within like 6 weeks. But then I essentially found someone who wanted to be a mentor but didn't know how to be a mentor and just kind of expected me to know everything. So yeah, it was a bad scene. I wouldn't recommend it. But also, if I was to remake that movie today, it would be vastly, vastly different. But if you do get a chance to check out Cole's album, it's really good. But the reason that came up is because I used the exterior of this church for one of my shots. Not because it was a nice church or anything, because it was the closest one to where I was, and I didn't have to go nuts. Sometimes the most seemingly terrible projects are the best in hindsight. I agree. And here's the thing. I learned a lot in that movie. I learned a lot making it and writing it. I learned I'm a good screenwriter, but that one was a bit of a precious baby. And if I was to look back on it, I'd be like, you know what? There's not enough drama. There's not enough conflict. I need to emphasize this. I need to work with this. But yeah, nowadays I stick to novels. But I would love to, like, if I ever got back to making a movie again, I feel like I'm a really good balance now between visual and, like, script writing. But also, like, with all the AI slop out there, like, you know, not rushing towards it. We are our own harshest critics. Oh no, this movie was bad. It was a bad movie. I take full ownership of that. Will you keep going south or turn on Bloor? I think I'm going to keep going south, actually. Bathurst is an interesting street. Doesn't quite get enough love. If I need to get down to Kensington anyways, it's kind of the perfect thoroughfare to do that. But I do love the annex. I love exploring the annex too. Some may like the creative naivety. You know what? I will... If people want to see it, and you want to have a watch party of me, like, dying on the inside to what I created, I'll do a watch party. I will do a watch party. I'll make it like a members only thing. I would do a watch party of that. When it is terrible, it is good. Here's the thing. It's not terrible in the sense like... Well, actually it is terrible in a lot of senses. But it had some moments that I'm actually really proud of. But also it had like some of my friends in it. Is Honest Ed's development finished? I mean, it's well on the way. I would say they're definitely in the final steps. So... You're about to pass the high school I went to, Central Tech. Is that the one on the left, or is that the one... Because I know that there's the high school over here that they used for, like, a lot of the Resident Evil movies and stuff. Right. There it is. Well, there's the high school. Central Tech. Not gonna lie, I used to walk my dog over there all the time. They did a Resident Evil movie there? They did. Resident Evil number 2. Apocalypse. Sometimes it takes a single moment that makes the whole thing worth it. Yeah. And here's the thing. It was a great learning experience. And I learned never do anything... Well... I keep saying I learned the lesson never do anything by yourself. But then I always have trouble finding teams to do it with. So I usually just end up doing things by myself. But you know, I could learn my lesson from that. Or I can keep doing the same thing. But... Here's the thing. I feel like this channel is me learning that A, I can do things by myself, but I am not an island. because I'm just like, I literally have to keep doing something until I literally convince enough people to join and be a part of this family. And then I have to just kind of keep going. So you keep moving forward, which is why that's the tattoo I want to get as soon as I hit 1,000 subscribers, which I think I will also make a video for the members thing. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll do like embarrassing things on there. And everyone can laugh at me because that's what gets views. Is that bangers and mash? Gosh dang, I love bangers and mash. So freaking good. I like how I was just like, I'm gonna go to places where like it's shoveled off and I don't have to worry about slipping. And then I come here. So probably not my best idea. But there you go, buddy. I'll have to watch Apocalypse at some point. Well, I will say, at some point in Apocalypse, so I had an old teacher when I was in theaters, when I was in college. And his name was Jeffrey Pouncett. And he was in Resident Evil Apocalypse. And he ends up dying in one of these, like, I think he died in the school, perhaps? It's either in the school or the church. But yeah, he just gets mercilessly killed. But I remember we watched it, and then like 2 months later, he was our teacher, and everyone was just like, that's him. And I'm just like, I don't know who you're talking about. You brought back memories of skipping math class to smoke weed in one of those laneways. I'm glad I could help, my friend. Actually, if you look at those are impressive sculptures that people are doing in there. The name Bangers was from the war when meats were rationed and more water was added, causing them to explode in the pan, hence the name. Oh. That's really cool, actually. I didn't know that. That's the art building. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Now here's the other side of it. I used to walk my dog here all the time. So it's interesting to see it from the perspective of someone who actually went here. Going around the corner, trying not to slip. Going around the corner. Watch me do a flip. No, I'm not Randy. It's quite a big school, all things considered. Never knew that. I thought Bangers had a phallic reference. I mean, to be fair, I think we all did. That's really cool to find out that it actually has like a perfect onomatopoeic response. 2,500 students go there. Wow. Gosh, I don't even know how many students went to my high school. Maybe 300 to 400? Maybe 500 if I'm being generous. But no, probably closer to 3 or 4. All right, I'm gonna try this again, one more time, with the microphone. Wait. Come on, there you go. How many teachers work there? I'm gonna guess at least one. I like to play my bet safe. That way I can technically not be wrong. beans on toast is from the war times too. Due to the rations, it was cheap and easy to make. I mean, to be fair, I love beans on toast, but definitely not as common here. That's for sure. But I mean, getting like a classic full English breakfast, delicious, delicious. Not many teachers. 2,500 students. I wonder the ratio. I would say probably about like, right? And just like I know it's from the person up there pushing the buggy. But all I hear is like the left small building is the automotive building. Oh, cool. I wonder if people going to like auto class these days, find out about their cars, but then also now have to find out about electric cars. I wonder if that's a thing. I suppose it must be. Add chili sauce to your beans during heating. Ooh, good call. That would be delicious. Like jingle bottles. Exactly. Look at the turret on top of the building. We got to do a panorama photo up there. And hello. Hello, Richard. So I'm guessing it's that up there on the turret? Or is that on the other side, do you think? Automotive movie like in the movie Grease? Yes. I mean, to be fair, they have to learn their dance moves somewhere. So we have to just hold off and hope that this doesn't die. Sorry, friends. The auto section was aircraft when I moved on Bathurst Street. Oh, cool. Oh. So friends, as a question for you, what social media platforms are you currently on? The reason I ask this is because in order to raise awareness for the channel, I have been posting on Blue Sky, I've been posting on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, but I'm wondering, are there any major platforms that I am missing? Because if so, I probably shouldn't try to miss them anymore. Is Kensington in Toronto? I remember the TV show. I don't know which, what TV show is this? Because I know there is a Kensington in England, obviously. But yeah. At this point, I'm just like, the stopgap between me and that 1,000 subscribers feels very insurmountable right now. But the more I talk about it and the more I work for it, hopefully the more it gets. But also, I think Sam had a great point. If I schedule it like up to a day before and then just go live at the time, I feel like that's a good idea. King of Kensington from the 70s. Okay, good to know. It's not a show I'm familiar with, but Facebook, did you say Facebook? I did. Because my friend told me, leave no stone unturned. Here's the thing, I've even posted on Threads once or twice, if you remember that. But I'm just like, that just doesn't seem worth it. It's like, yeah. Yeah. Not except I play guitar and bass at Smalls and Mesra Jazz live stream. The chat Facebook is too high bother. Huh. Used to live around this area? I used to live actually over on Palmerston. So I wouldn't say it's directly in this area, but certainly not far. About like a 20-minute walk from here, I'd say. Maybe 30, but like, I've always been a walker. I've always loved walking. I find when you walk in the city, you kind of get more, not experience, but like you get to know it more. You get to know the way it shifts and changes and adjusts and adapts over time. And yeah. Only YouTube at the moment. I stopped using Instagram for now. Well, if nothing else, I'm glad YouTube sent me you. Here's the thing, folks. If you're here, I already consider you a huge gift. So thank you for being here. And I really appreciate it. There are a lot of old buildings here. It's an interesting area because it's a very strange mix of literally residential and retail, all kind of combined together into like a mass. But like, I've explored this area with Hunter before, but I also have a lot of history in this area too. This place over here used to be a place called Her Father's Cider. It used to be just a cider place. You can get so many ciders all over here. But there's a place over here called Cafe. Cafe has a great story because they were one of the few places that would sell marijuana or like sell cannabis before it became fully legal. And so what they did is that they would have a cafe on the bottom, and then you could go into the cafe, and then you could have like flash a card and then go upstairs. And so for years they were shut down and then reopened and shut down and reopened. But then what happened was that when they fully legalized, they were actually able to kind of convert into a full store. But they still have the cafe on the bottom, and like now they just have the marijuana there as well. Just like, all right, it's cannabis, I should say. Glad YouTube recommended me to your streams. We like YouTube when it works for us. It's nice. Makes things much easier. There's Piano up here, which apparently is an amazing restaurant. I haven't been myself, but I've heard good things. Also, there's like quite a few of them in the city. So they must be doing well if there's 3 locations. Next up, there is Baka Phoenix Books. If you like science fiction, that is the place to go. It is full of so many books. So many books. But my friend worked there, and he was brought on board as the manager. And apparently, everyone there treated him really, really badly. And so, as such, I haven't really gone back there because I hold a grudge when people like do mean things to the people I love. I don't really want to support them. So, yeah, maybe that's just me being a little bit of a jerk. But at the same time, maybe I should be if that's the situation. You could get your own internet server space. Could I? I don't know what I have the Discord. Is that what you mean?
What?
Or the thing, I made my own Discord because like the Toronto Walker community was just like, come join us. I was like, okay, and then go in there and there's no like specific space for me, so I'm just like, well, I still want to promote my own stuff. So, yeah. Lord Palmerston was granted lands long ago to build here in Toronto, and his street caused the world to be in shock about the size, rate, and speed he did it. Huh. Yes, walk right in front of me. Remember the weed stores opened before the legalization went into full swing? And the stores at Bid Lines in Kensington. That I believe entirely. U of T. Yes. The phrase urban sprawl was born here because of that. Interesting. Here's the thing, I knew Palmerston was a distinct and interesting street. And the reason why it was so revered is kind of the reason why it also has the lanterns on it still. Because I remember when Queen Vicky came here, specifically, they wanted to make that street special and appealing. So now that you tell me that story, I'm just like, that's why they did that there. That makes so much sense. Sometimes you have to create your own niche. I agree. I feel like my niche is one side based in Toronto tourism and the other side based in rants. So as long as I continue to hold that balance, it'll be good. But I'm also like, in the next little bit, I am going to start going places and doing walks, not just of Toronto, but other places. So it'll be Toronto and then also Toronto on tour. Because why not go with what you got? Server spaces in Discord. As there's 200 here. Yeah, fair enough. Let me know what you think I should do, and I'll see what I can do. Miss Vicky's potato chips are tasty. I know. It's so wonderful to think that she did that after, running the Commonwealth for many years. The gates of Palmerston had guards with guns, also the word first gated community. Huh. So what you're telling me is Palmerston's actually a fascinating street that I lived on for many years and did not give enough credit to. That's really cool. Thanks for sharing that. I really appreciate that one. Jalapeno Vickies. That was when she went to Mexico. I have one friend who calls them jalapenos and refuses to change it. You should be proud. I feel like Toronto should be proud as a community sometimes. We often don't put pride in ourselves. We're so often like... The one thing that's really come about in the past year that I think is really impressive and cool and lovely is to really see Canada rally around itself and to be like, no, this is what we're doing. Like, we are worth it, we are valuable, and we are as important as America, instead of having like America little brother syndrome. It's nice to see Canada kind of taking into its own in terms of like many, many different areas, one of which is tourism. And I'm happy to be a part of that, proud to be a part of that. But I mean, it's never enough. You can always do more. But at the same time, don't neglect the things that you've already done that are helping. So if in any way I have convinced at least one of you to come to Toronto and enjoy yourself in this beautiful city, potentially even with me here, I like that. And if nothing else, if we've shared knowledge and come to appreciate the city on a deeper level, that's equally important and cool. So I love that. The J is silent and the N has an accent. That is true. That is true. We rallied around the Hudson Bay blanket. Oh man, I can't believe Hudson's Bay is gone. Here's the thing, I didn't even like the Bay that much, but I'm still just like, that is a crappy end to what should have been a Toronto, that should have been a Canadian legacy, especially in today's day and age, right? Like, how dare they rob us of this amazing Canadian achievement? Literally the world's oldest business went out of business because idiots ran it and made bad choices. Maybe that's just me being bitter. But at the same time, I don't know if I'll ever not be bitter about that. All right, one more time. Can I plug the phone in and have it actually work? Walking. Keep walking. But you won't knock down our... Oh, by the way, Joel got me a really, really sweet birthday gift last night. So Tuesdays is like the night where me and him will normally have like a few drinks and we'll enjoy. And last night we made shrimp tea, and that was very nice and tasty. But then he actually got me my Christmas present early, which was Jurassic World Evolution 3, which is it's just a game to go and create your own Jurassic World park. And just like, I am so happy right now. He's been really into a game called Enshrouded. He's been playing that a lot. And I got into it for a little bit, but then like when he gets into something, he really gets into something, and like it kind of just takes over. So I've been kind of holding off on Enshrouded, letting him kind of ride that peak and valley. So he got me a game that he's just like, oh yeah, this is this. I thought drinks isn't alcoholic. Oh, they were. And then the shroom tea also is like, it was a night. It was a trip. It was a fun time. Or should I say a fun guy. Oh. But like I said, tonight's also the last time I get to spend with Hunter for a little while. So I want to make sure I'm enjoying that time. And then when I go over to home after, those kind of tricks, got it. I mean, you're welcome to join us one day, my friend. Actually, if I had like a little Christmas get together at like a pub or something and just invited a bunch of y'all out, if you're in Toronto, I hope that you consider joining us, because it would be lovely to have you. I'll give a little bit of advance notice on that, but I'll invite some of the walktubers, invite Medano, Vasily, Yoshi. I've never met Johnny, but I could invite Johnny as well. I've also never met Ken, but me and Ken are actually from, we're literally both from North Bay, which I think is hilarious. So, oh, thank you very much, Sam. I'll definitely check it out as soon as I'm out of this. But on the circle just past the old Bird Diary building. Yes, I am. Also the place where they filmed Hairspray. Also, I love this piece of graffiti. Randy would have said, yeah, we'll definitely bring Randy. Randy doesn't get a choice. He's the guest of honor. Our community here is absolutely the best. Lots of great other YouTubers do extremely great work in the past. Encourage you to want to do this in a really positive way. Smokes. Oh, we love Smokes Boutinery. But that's what I'm like. Here's the thing. My mind is I'm always just like, I'm not here to take attention and money away from other people. I am here to provide a different flavor at the Baskin-Robbins display of walktubing in Toronto. My point of differentiation is I'm me, but I'm just like, we all provide our own little, like, we all provide different commentaries, we all have different opinions, we've all experienced the city differently. So, yeah. Our turning streetcar. Wild to see the long streetcar make those sharp turns. Burger Kong. Good old Burger Kong. Whopper ones. Dang it, now I want Burger King. Oh, last night in the festivities, we should say, we made grilled cheese everything bagels, and oh my god, it is perfect. It is absolutely perfect. And now that I've mentioned it, I want y'all to know that it exists, and it is something that I would highly recommend. Well, especially because we like microwave them first. What we do is we get everything bagels, and then we put them in the freezer, and then when the freezer's done, we take them out and we stick them in the microwave. So when they come out, they're all like hot and fluffy, meaning that they're extra cozy. And then when you actually like fry them up into the sandwich thing, they're just it's so good. It was so good. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. Welcome to Spadina. I like Taco Bell after a night of drinking. So that's what, every night for you? No.
Yeah, man. Keep warm. Yes.
Oh. I always like to point this out. because it's always worth pointing out, this humble little dumpling store has a Michelin star. It's a Michelin one. So it's a Michelin recommendation. Not a Michelin star restaurant, but a recommendation. Ah. Can help you with your Burger King addiction. The staff wash their body in the crockery, sink it in film, find themselves doing it. See, I definitely don't think I have a Burger King addiction. I think I've had them like once or twice. When is happy hour? 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock? Oh, I hadn't even thought about making a happy hour thing. Ooh. That's good to know. That's good to think. All right. Well, friends, I like how I'm going to get where I'm going, and then it's instantly going to stop raining. Guaranteed that's what's going to happen. But we did it, folks. We did it. We have come around. We're in Kensington. We're going to Kensington. We're having a good time. And we are... I need to go in and warm up somewhere because, lordy, it's been cold today. It is really cold. Cold and wet. But on that note, thanks for joining us again today, friends. It's been wonderful. And thank you for being part of this process and journey. I appreciate having you. You treat me very well. You treat me lovely. And I'm super thrilled that you're a part of this journey. So thank you for being here. I will see everyone tomorrow at 1. I think I said 1 or 2. So double check that. And I look forward to seeing you all then. Thank you for being a part of this journey with me. And couldn't do this without you. So I really appreciate it. Bye.